Hello and welcome to our APAP showcase. I am Kendra Barnes, the director of the Kendra Kimbrough Dance Ensemble, established in 1996 here in Oakland, California. Today I pay homage and acknowledge that I am on the land of the Ohlone people in San Leandro, California. The mission of KKDE is to bridge diverse cultures and communities through thought-provoking performances that address the common human experience. Today, we are excited to share with you a sneak peek, work in progress of our film debut, working title, Resilience in Joy. With me today is my collaborator, musical genius and scriptwriter, Jen Johns. Welcome, Jen, and thank you
Hey,
so much for joining me. How
wow,
are you?
I am great. It is always a pleasure.
Yes, yes. So we're going to get right to the clip and enjoy. Then we'll meet you back and chat a little bit.
This world is your imagination, manifested ruminations deep inside the groove of your mind. Pulsing out, the waves come crashing over into ether. They are forming at the speed of thought to respond to your design. All the dreams we make, those dreams take shape, those dreams we live. All the dreams we make, those dreams take shape, those dreams we live. We live, dreaming. Oh, a world of peace, a world of love. Dreaming. Oh, a world of peace, a world of love. Dreaming. Oh, a world of peace, a world of love. Dreaming. Oh, a world of peace, a world of love.
Thank you again for joining us. That's exciting. A little snippet working in progress of getting to that final. I'm excited about the final release. At this time, you can, we'd love to be in contact with those of you that are watching. So please put questions, comments in the chat. Joining us as well today are two of our dancers from KKDE, Olivia Ing. Hi, Olivia. And Francis Sadayo. Thank you so much for both being here. I'd love to all of you, Jen, Olivia, Francis, just a little bit about your experience in creating Jen on all sides. The music is absolutely amazing and so beautiful. The script, just share a little bit about the experience.
Yeah, it is always a blessing when you and I get to work together. So I'm always honored to be in collaboration with KKDE whenever it happens, and have been lucky to do it 2 years in a row. And this being both of our film debuts is just such an honor. And how crazy to be working on it at a time like this. I mean, we did last year, we did Red Zone. I guess that's the year before last now.
Oh my
We did
goodness.
Zone, and it was super heavy. You know what I mean? It was really intense to wade through sexual trauma. And as I said before, when we screened that last week, that the ritual really worked, that the Red Zone ritual worked, and I feel different. And so we moved into this year and we said, we're going to work on joy, because we confused the word joy and happiness, I think, maybe.
Right.
Learned really clearly that it's just not the same thing at all. But we did find profound joy. And I think, again, one of the things that's super powerful about the work that we've gotten to do with each other is how intentional it is, and how aware we all are that what we're doing as artists is ritual. And so we did ritualize joy. We worked all year. I mean, all of the choreography that you guys will see was choreographed on Zoom. Everything that was created happened virtually, and you had very limited time to be in the same space with one another. And it just speaks to the power of the alchemy. It speaks to the power of our intention. And so I'm proud of us for having done it. I can't wait to see what Lauren Scully, who is our fearless cinematographer and editor, does with it all in the end. And you guys have to stick around. And thanks to the dancers, the dancers helped to bring, an idea, a possibility to life, and you guys showed up so consistently and so fearlessly, even when we all were mortified, to do. You just kept on going. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Olivia, Francis, do you have anything you want to chime in and say? And, also include a little bit about how you, like to see the project affect others and, get out into the world.
Yeah, Francis, did you want to start or?
Go ahead, Olivia.
Okay. Yeah, the entire process was just so interesting because, like Jen was saying, we're creating this, this magical manifestation in the midst of this pandemic, and so I honestly didn't even expect that was going to happen, But just having this space to gather and we did it in steps, so we started obviously with the concept, and then we had moments where we were journaling, we were given prompts, and then we brought in our own life experiences, everything that we were all going through and struggling with, individually, and just having that space, first of all, just to do that, even if we didn't produce something, was healing in itself, because of having that space to when we're also isolated. So that in itself was part of that process of cultivating joy. We weren't always on the same page. Like sometimes we came in, someone was really struggling with someone, and then we take turns kind of, lifting each other up, so that was part of the process, of creating that joy and reminding each other to keep that in mind, and it's not about the product, but it's about, the journey and the things that we learn and the bonds that we create from that. So that in itself was, part of the creative process, I felt. And then, when we kind of, went in stages, and eventually were able to rehearse outdoors from the Zoom land. And then we got into eventually got to the production phase, and literally every person, really contributed their amazing talent, and their, like, it was a collaborative effort, so we individually created these avatars that we were asked to create and pull from our own histories, our own ancestry, our own experiences, our own struggles. And that's also what made it really special, is because we were given that space to turn those things into something that was like a superpower, or something that we can contribute to the world, and really just we were given those guidelines, but other than that, we could really just use our imagination, and which was also really liberating in this time when we're feeling confined, that we can travel to these spaces and these whatever we literally can imagine with our minds, and which is limitless.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the production team, you know, the Ismael, our costume designer, Tarina, our makeup artist, like they all contributed their visions in combination with ours, and we really manifested it all together, you know.
Yeah.
So that also brought it to life, and everyone, you know, was such an integral part of the process.
Yeah.
In terms of how I hope that can inspire others is just because it's not easy. Like we saw through the process, it wasn't always easy to cultivate that joy and hold that space even, right? Like we all kind of took turns on kind of the degree to which we were feeling, you know, down or really, you know, struggling each day, you know. So it really also showed that it's a community and team effort, you know, and everything that we do in life, to cultivate that space for each other and hold that space, and then sometimes be the person to provide that space, you know, or just be in that space, and that's okay too. And so I think just the concept of that itself, of even the creation of how we came to manifest our own, you know, avatars, that in itself can be inspiring for, you know, in a lot of different ways, whether that be someone seeing that and, you know, recognizing or kind of connecting with that superpower itself, or experience of how we came to create that, or how the person looks, whatever the connection is for that person, you know. I think that's inspiring, especially for young people during this time too, right? Having that what's the word I'm looking for? Just that encouragement, you know, and inspiration.
Inspiration. Yeah, absolutely.
Anything's possible. So
right. I was just going to say that, you know, when we started out with this concept before the pandemic hit, and we had this idea of it being an all immersive experience of joy, including visual arts and aerial arts and dance and music and food, you know, and that is, you know, shifting to thinking about how we can incorporate getting the message through to other communities on how you can nurture and cultivate joy in times of challenge and difficulty. It's really about pulling that inner strength. What is your superpower? What does your superhero look like? And really about tapping in more within ourselves, right? So it's really about the process, and we are learning even through this process of editing and continuing to create the film, that it's all about the process and how we, you know, are experiencing, responding to that in the moment. Francis, just quickly, would you like to add in too?
Yes, well, I'll ditto on what Olivia said about creating space for just for this inspiration of joy, which is not necessarily, from my experience as an artist, not always a jumping point for creating work. So I really appreciate that that I was challenged and I was given this opportunity. All of us were given this opportunity to see joy. That those three words, 3 letters, short, but carries so much inspiration and encouragement, especially in this really tough times we're living in, as our catalyst to create work, choreography, community. And I'm just excited to share this work to our audience and give that inspiration of we planted seeds that encourage this feeling of openness and our growing confidence and our consciousness, to really tap into that power that we each have. And like Olivia said, especially to the young ones who are struggling, and all of us struggling in the moment, to really make that conscious choice to experience and create from a place that is life-giving. And that's exactly, like, that's what I felt being part of this project. And I really appreciate the opportunity to make those conscious decisions that I am coming and I can come from a place of life,
Yes.
of hope, in bringing voice and awareness to all of our pains and all of our experiences as human beings, but to always have that knowledge that we can come from a place where it provides life and voice and consciousness and confidence that
Yeah.
that what we're doing is important and we can make those choices, and that
Absolutely.
to share that to the world is something very exciting for me, and I'm sure for all of us. And so yeah, I'm excited about what's next for all of us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Frances. Jen, you have any final words? We could, talk all day. But I'm really honored to be able to share with a sneak peek, not just into the movement and the film, but also, part of the process that we went through to get here, because that's so very important for us.
Yeah, I'm not much to share, just gratitude. And I think that if there was something that I want to see in terms of the impact, is, we've talked about sharing this unconventionally. We want to see it in film festivals and all of those things, but we want to see it up against buildings in favelas and in ghettos and slums and things like this. I want to see it up against the courthouse and, things like that. I want to see life. And I think that what we did was we really submitted ourselves, as Frances said, to a process that planted seeds for life.
Yes.
And so I know that what happens next with this piece is just more life, because when you put forward that type of prayer, it never comes back void. And so we done did it, y'all. And we look forward to y'all taking the journey with us and seeing what comes next, because it's only joy from here. Well, and happiness, damn it, like hella fun. And fun, man, because it's not.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you all so much for being here and contributing to the conversation. I'm really grateful for APAP and this platform to be able to spread the word and showcase our work. I'm grateful to our artists and all the folks behind the scenes. Thank you, Skylar. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Fred, for beautiful lighting. And we already mentioned some of the other artists, so I am just grateful for you all. Thank you. Please be on the lookout for our film debut. We will keep you posted. Follow us, like us, subscribe, so we can stay in touch. Thank you so much. And be well. Be safe.
Be safe.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Be joyful and happy. Have fun.
Yes.